Hi, it's Easy Rider Greg. Welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and if you can't finish watching the whole video, take that slider down at the bottom and slide it all the way over to the right before you leave. All that stuff helps me out with YouTube, so I'd appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And I'm going to tell you a story today. It's about a trip I made a few years ago. Ended up on the way back going to Bryce Canyon. We had originally gone up to Sandpoint, Idaho, and then we went over to Anacortes, Washington. And as soon as we left Sandpoint, Idaho, and crossed into Washington, it started raining, and it rained on us all the way over to Anacortes. And we were going to take a ferry from there over to Port Townsend and then take 101 all down through Washington and the Oregon coast and the Northern California coast. But all that rain, my wife had decided that she was tired of it, and when we watched the news that night on the forecast, it was for 3 more days of rain. So the next morning we turned around and we headed back east, and then we ended up going to Yellowstone and then over the Grand Tetons through Grand Teton National Park 2 and into Idaho. And we spent the night at Idaho Falls. I think it was called Idaho Falls. Anyway, we spent the night there, and then the next morning we got up, and oh, the sky was black, very ominous. And so we started going south, and it wasn't long before thunderstorm opened up, got on us. But we weathered that out after, I don't know, 20-30 minutes. We were out of it. And then we had fairly decent weather, and we got into Utah. And then we were just riding in and out of thunderstorms and hail all day long. And we had planned on going farther, but we were both burned out with all the storms and having put up with that hail beating on us. So we spent the night, I can't remember the name of the town, some little town in Utah. And then the next morning we decided we were going to go to Bryce Canyon. And it started out pretty good. We got up, it was all nice and sunny and everything. And we were going south, and then we got off the freeway and started going east towards Bryce Canyon. And it was beautiful country. It was like in a little river gorge we were in. Just absolutely gorgeous. But then I noticed that thunderheads were building up. And there was just thunderstorms on the left of us, thunderstorms on the right of us, thunderstorms ahead of us, and thunderstorms behind us. But we hadn't gotten into any. We hadn't actually had any right on top of us yet. But then when we got within probably 100 miles of Bryce Canyon, maybe 80 miles, we started riding in and out of thunderstorms again. Every 10 minutes we'd be in a storm, and then we'd be out for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'd be in another one. And hailing again, all kinds of hail, hitting us in the face and on the arms and everything. It was keeping the temperatures down, so it wasn't so hot, because this was in July in the middle of summer, and normally it would be 100 or more where in the area we were out at. But it was pretty country. It's just too bad it was all that thunderstorm. And of course, this was before I had any interest in video cameras, or I think it was even before they made GoPros. They might have had the first GoPros by then. I don't remember. This was back in the mid-2000s. Anyway, you know, we were riding in and out of these thunder hailstorms, and we got closer and closer to the Bryce Canyon National Park, and then we saw the lodges there. I think it's called Ruby Lodge or Ruby something Lodge. And so we pulled in there, and they have a little overhang there where you can park to check in, and we weren't spending the night, but they were letting motorcycles park in an area underneath that overhang. So I said, oh shoot, we're going to park here and we'll just take the shuttle bus, because they had a shuttle bus through the park. So we parked under the canopy, and then we went over and got our entrance, took care of our entrance into the park, and they told us where to catch the shuttle bus. And so we rode the shuttle bus all through Bryce Canyon. It was gorgeous, and it was a great relaxing way to do it after we'd been beat to death by those thunderstorms, because they were still going on, coming and going. And we stopped it, got off the bus at just about every place where you could get off and walk around and look around. And we were at this one place 100 feet from the parking area where they let us off. There's this just a drop-off cliff, and I was on the cliff taking pictures, still pictures. I always had still cameras, and I was taking still pictures, and I was right on the edge of the cliff. There was no railing or anything, and I turned around and walked back, probably 20 feet from the cliff, and then wham! Big old clap of thunder, bright flash, like a shockwave, like from an explosion, knocked me down on the ground. And I'm glad I wasn't standing on the cliff, but when I got up, I was all tingly, and we got back on the bus and went back to the lodge and got on the bike, but I still was tingly when we left on that bike. But anyway, that's my story of Bryce Canyon.